Yeah. All right, welcome everyone once again to our regular Sunday service. Very wonderful time of the year. Unfortunately, we've been raining a little bit, but they say April rain brings May flowers. So we are looking for those flowers, and hopefully they'll come very, very soon. Let's please stand for our opening. Om Vasudeva Sukam Devam Kamsacharuramardam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadagurum Om Adakshe Varne Devi Akshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagat Mata Vishwayogi Namaskate Om Bhurbhuvah Svah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Svah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Svah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Triambakam Yajamane Sugandhim Pushtivarnam Urvarum Shivabhandhanam Mrityurmukshyamritam Om Prithvijvayadritaloka Devikam Vishnunavrita Om Chararyamam Devi Karitam Kuruchasanam Om Shri Prithvi Mata Vyo Namami Om Apavitra Pavitra Sarvashtamratopya Yashmari Pundrikanaksham Samayavayam Prasujiyo Maskachalanam Samapyami Govindaya Om Amritopastranamasi Swaha Om Amritapnidanamasi Swaha Om Satyam Yashashrimai Shrishkayatam Swaha Asprakshalanam Samapyami Govindaya Namah Kushmule Sito Brahma Kushmadye Janardana Kusagare Sankam Devam Kushdharam Karomayam Om Yena Bandhumale Rajadanindro Mahabala Tintam Prativadnami Raksha Mochava I'm also in the left hand. We invite each one to join now in the purificatory rites, the Ansparsh, that's first the lips. Om Vangamase Astunos Om Nasume Pranamastrais Om Aksharome Chakshurastudis Om Karanyome Shotramastuans Om Bahurme Bhavamastudais Om Urvome Ojoastu Om Arishtani Meangani Namustanvani Saha Santu. Take some ice. We invite all to join now in the Swasti Vachan, the benediction mantras. Om Hari Om Swasti Indro Vidasvara Swasti Rapusha Vishwavena Swasti Nastarsho Ishtanemi Swasti No Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Paya Prithivyaam Paya Ushadhishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payudha Payaswati Prarisha Santumyam Om Vishnurapnasi Vishnu Shtatrishtu Vishnu Sunasi Vishnu Drumasi Vishnamasi Vishnavetama Om Agni-Devata, Vatu-Devata, Surya-Devata, Chandrama-Devata, Vasu-Devata, Rudra-Devata, Aditya-Devata, Marutu-Devata, Vishwadeva-Devata, Brihaspati-Devata, Indra-Devata, Varnu-Devata. Om Yau Shantir, Antarikshagam Shanti, Prithvi Shantir, Apa Shantir, Aushadaya Shantir, Vanaspatya Shantir, Vishnudeva Shantir, Brahma Shantir, Sarvagam Shantir, Shantireva Shantir Sama, Shantiredhi. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Paramasura Yadhadram Dhanasura. Om Shuklam Varnam Deva Shashi Varnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Varanam Dhyaye Sarvvignam Vashanti. Om Shanti 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 Bhavantu. Prem Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Sharanam Prabhu. Om Bhurasi Bhumirasi Vitirasi Visvadhaya Visvasya Bhunasya Dharti Prithviyaksha Prithvi Trigongha Prithvi Mahi Gomsya Prem Sosi Prithvi Mata Ki Jai. Sharanam Prabhu. Alright, the flowers in the hand, we meditate now and offer salutations to Bhagavan in the form of Ganesha. Ganesha is Vigneshwar, remover of obstacles, giver of success, storehouse of all wisdom. We ask Bhagavan, may inspire us from within with knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, to recognize the challenges we face in life. Bless us with the ability to be able to overcome them all. That victory may always be ours. To this Ganesha, we join in humble salutations. Om Gajananam Bhutaganasevitam Kapitachandravacharvakshanam Umasukam Shokavinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Padapankajam. Om Yehiyam Maheshaputra Samasta Vigno Bhavinasya Raksha Mangala Puja Prathamam Prananam Brahmana Puja Bhagavan Namaste. Om Sarvamangala Mangalaye Shive Sarvata Sadhike Sharanye Triyambake Gauri Narayani Namastute. Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Namami Sri Gauri Mata Vyo Namaha Namami. Sushobhanam Divyam Sarvasaukhyakaram Shubham Asram Shamaya Class hands now, we glorify our Lord as Sri Ganesha. Om Jai Ganapati Sadgun Sadan Kavivar Badana Kripa Vignaharan Mangalkaram Jai Jai Girja Om Agacha Ganesh Gauri Devi Swastana Parameshwari Aham Puja Karishyami Om Sada Sanmukho Prem se Gauri Ganesha Bhagwan Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. We offer salutations and puja to Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi the dispenser of prosperity, of wealth, of health, of beauty, of fortune. Most importantly, in Hindu philosophy, light is a symbol of wisdom, as opposed to darkness, which symbolizes ignorance. We ask, O Devi, in the like manner, the light dispels the darkness of night. So may our ignorance be dispelled and be replaced by the light of spiritual wisdom. To this Mahalakshmi, we join in humble salutations. Om Lakshmi Prabhu Om Sri Mahalakshmi Mata Stapyami Pujyami Karishyami Ramyam Sushobham Divyam
Jai Jai Lakshmi Mata Jai Mata Jai Mata Jai Jai Lakshmi Mata Jai Mata Jai Mata Tu sun le Tu sun le मेरे पुकार माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता आदि भगवते मातु में जन्म लिया सुता मुनि गौरी दूरी विष्णु प्रिया माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता तेरी दया के फल में बनती दिलरी काम सभी के तू जिस चाहे नारायण की करती कृपा उसे मेरे पूजा तेरे पूजन कर स्वीकार माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता जय जय लक्ष्मी माता हे माता हे माता हे माता
Class bands now, we glorify Mahalakshmi. Om Mata Lakshmi Kari Kripa Karo Manokamana Siddhi Kari Puram Trahi Dukani Karobegi Samatras Jai Jai Lakshmi Karisha Prabhukanash Mahalakshmi Namastobhyam Namastobhyam Sureshwari Haripriye Namastobhyam Namastobhyam Dayamide Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namah Namastasya 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 Namo Namah Friends was Mahalakshmi Mata Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. As we offer praises to Sri Navranari Avtar today, seeking grace upon those who may be ill, may be suffering in some way or the other from the negative effects of the Graha. I just want to have an announcement here to make my daughter's friend. Her name is Julie Karikar. Unfortunately, she's come down with sclerosing cholangitis. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Let me be honest. But what it is, it's a liver disease that the person who has it needs a liver transplant. And the problem is, I think Sil went through this already. Same thing. You need a living donor with the same blood type.
They don't take out or completely, but they take
No, they take a piece of it. Yeah. They take a piece out of it, but your own liver grows back within a matter of a very short time.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a debilitating problem to donate liver, but you need to be certain criteria. I think none of us meet that criteria here. You gotta be between 16 and 16. That's number one. We're out, most of us. And you gotta have type O blood. So if you have one of those and you're willing, this girl has about maybe 3 or 4 months left if she doesn't get a transfer. So I've been asked by my daughter, I can't refuse her. She's an integral part of my life, to make this announcement. And we'll be broadcasting it as well eventually. So other people will hear it, those who are listening and participating. So hopefully they find one very soon. someone who's willing to go through that. The person who makes a donation has to stay in hospital for about 5 days, I think. Is that correct? About 5 days?
The donor.
The donor, yes. But they come out and they have a full life after. Celosh is a typical example that we can look up to and say, she did it and she's still alive and kicking. So,
Never goes back.
so that is the number one. Number two is, unfortunately, over the week we've lost another member of my list here. That's Janki Samaru, passed away last week, and her funeral was on Friday. So our condolences go out to her family. We've expressed that at the funeral, but still, I think all of you need to be up to date on that fact. And we do have a number of additions to put, Joey being one of them. And there were a couple others, but I can't remember their names now. Unless I have my little sheet there at the right time, I don't, I cannot remember. But as I said, this is a universal peace prayer that we offer, and we're looking for welfare for all of humanity. So even if we didn't call their names personally, we're still praying for the entire human population. So this is one thing that Hinduism has taught us. We have to look at everyone with an equal and equal gaze. So we shouldn't look at anyone with any harmful gaze or something bad in our minds when we look at them. We should be in harmony with the surroundings and those that occupy this planet with us. That's the only way peace is going to come. Everybody asks for peace, but nobody is willing to put aside their differences. And this is where our problem comes. We gotta be humble enough to recognize when we make an error and admit it. That's the main thing. If we can do that, humanity will exist in peace and harmony, and we'll all be happy. But unfortunately, is that a pipe dream? It probably is. But we're working towards there. Eventually, man will evolve enough to be able to reach that point.
Also, one of our members, Jerry, he will be going through an emergency surgery this week.
Jerry's a deal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jerry. All right, so we pray for Jerry as well. So the list is adding on, unfortunately. Anthony Ramphal,
Jerry Sukhdeva, right?
Lakshman Devi, James Pretty Paul, Dayan Chandra Biseswar, Mary Manbahal, Moneshwar Buddha. How is Moneshwar doing?
Oh, preparing for his next surgery.
Oh, geez, another one. Len Lakshmana
Next
and
week.
Eileen Lochan. I think we have, those are our list for now, plus Juhi, Joey Kadikar, I don't know her name here, and Jerry Sukhdeva. Anyone else?
The girl who you were announcing about the river
Yeah.
is a very young person.
Oh yes, she's not 40 yet, so I think.
And they did her wedding 2 years ago.
Just before the COVID.
Okay.
All right, so we pray for peace in the heavenly regions, peace in the atmosphere, peace upon the earth, as it affects our own lives as well. We can't pray for everybody else and not for ourselves, so we pray for ourselves too. Om Brahma Murari Sripuram Takari Anujashi Bhumesvarasya Gurusya Sukhasya Nidauketu Sarvera Shanti Bhavantu Prem Susina Ugaradiyota Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Now we offer salutations to Mahavishnu, Vishnu being the all-pervasive Bhagavan who becomes manifest from time to time and age to age for the benefit of humankind, by whose grace and blessings the dumb speaks, the lame walks, the blind sees, the impossible becomes possible. We are asking, O Bhagavan, through your grace may we be blessed with the intelligence and necessity that brings welfare within ourselves. To this Mahavishnu, we join our humble salutation, seeking enlightenment as we make our way through this journey that we call life. Om Sashankachakram Sakiritakundalam Sapitavastram Sarasirvekshanam Saharabhakshastalatamstupasriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasachapurvujam Omukam Karmati Vacham Angulam Gayatir Yatakripatamam Vande Paramananda Madhavam Om Neelambujasyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropitavanavagam Panomasaika Charuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pataya Namah Om Neelavarnam Pitavastram Srivatsafadadoshitam Govindam Gopalanandam Brahmanera Vipujitam Sri Mahavishnu Bhagwanabhyo Namah Namami Ramyam Sushobhanam Divyam Sarvasaukhyakaram Shubham Asanam Chamaya Randam Dharana Parameshwara Pad Asanam Sri Mahavishnu Bhagwanabhyo Namah Namami Panchamritam Maya Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We'll all join now to glorify Bhagavan in the form of Sri Ram. And Shyam, who has just made his appearance, will lead this one.
Bolo Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram. 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 जन्म सफल होगा रे पंडे मन में राम सारे मन में राम सारे बोलो नाम जय जय राम बोलो नाम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 पतित पावन करना है और सदा सुख बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम पतित पावन करना और सदा सुख राम नाम ज्योति जलाए अपना मन में राम बसाए बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 मोह माया है झूठा बंधन यारों से भारी बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 मोह माया है झूठा बंधन क्या तुमसे तुम्हारी राम नाम की जो भी जलाए अपना भारत जलाए मन में राम बसाए बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम
Friends, Mahavishnu Bhagwan ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. In like manner now we meditate on and offer our salutations to Bhagavan Shiva Shambhu. Shiva, who symbolizes the re-absorbing aspect of divinity. Atman becomes merged in Paramatman. When self-realization occurs and moksha occurs. Today we're looking to Bhagavan to manifest himself within our heart, to be the guide of the intellect, taking us, of course, on the path that will lead to that welfare that we all look for, peace and harmony within as well as without. To this Shiva, we join in our humble silence. Just want to remind you, of course, that Bhagavan is beyond names, beyond forms. The names and the forms are tools that we use to help us to meditate and to reach the highest point of meditation. Let's use those tools that are available to us today. Ask Bhagavan to make himself known to us within, so that we can achieve the happiness that we all look for. To this Shiva we join in humble salutations. Om Pashunam Pradevakanasham Paresham Gajendrasya Krityam Rasanam Varenyam Jagajukamadhyes स्मरारिम् ॐ महेशं सुरेशं सुरारातिनाशं विभुं विश्वनाथं विभूत्यङ्गभूषं विरूपाक्षमन्वरेत्रनेत्रं सदानन्दमीरे प्रभुपं च वक्त्रम् ॐ गिरीशं गणेशं गले नीलवर्णं गजेन्द्राविरूढं गुणातीतरूपम् भवन्भास्वरं भास्मराभूषिताङ्गं भवानीकवक्त्रं भजे पञ्चवक्त्रम् ॐ शिवाकान्तशम्भो शशङ्करमौले महेशानशूलिन् जटाच्युतधारिन् त्वमेव जगद्व्यापको विश्वरूपा प्रसीदं प्रभो पूर्णरूपम् ॐ नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिरानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपयोगगम्यं नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्यम् ॐ प्रभु शूलपाणे विभो विश्वनाथ महादेव शम्भो महेश त्रिनेत्र शिवकान्त शान्त स्मराणे पुराणे वरण्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो न गम्यम् वरण्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो न गम्यम् ॐ श्री शिवशङ्करभगवानभ्यो नमः नमामि ॐ रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्याकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं गृहाण शिवशङ्करम् ॐ नमोऽस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय विदुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो हन्तेभ्यो अकरं नमः ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात् ॐ वरुणस्य उतं नमस्य वरुणस्य स्तं सजनीस्तो वरुणस्य ऋसरण्यस्ति वरुणस्य ऋसरमासि वरुणस्य ऋसरमासीत् पाद्यमर्घ्यमाचमन्यं स्नानं श्रीशिवशङ्करभगवान् पूजनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ गोक्षीरधामदेश गोक्षीरमया कृतं स्नापनं देव देवेश्वराय शिवशङ्करम् शिवस्नानं श्रीशिवशङ्करभगवान् पूजनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय शब्दाशेताक्षरमस्निरूपा पशुपते कर्मण्याम अविलिप्ता रौद्रा नमो रूपा कारजन्य शुद्धजलस्नानं गङ्गाजलस्नानं श्रीशिवशङ्करभगवान् पूजनम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ Namah Shivaya, Namo Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Namo Namah. Shito Santranam Najarakshanam Param Dehalam Karnam Vastam Vidatam Pativedam Iti Vasayam.
Setu Galerasana Nama Shivaji ka वो ही दाता है विदाता सारी जगती का सारी जगती का प्रेम से तू गाली रसना नाम शिवजी का वो विदाता है विदाता सारी जगती का सारी जगती का प्रेम से तू माले रसना Did I do justice to your song, Pandit?
प्रेम से शिव शंकर भगवान की जय शरणम प्रभु Listen, when we sing here, it comes from the heart. If we don't do a good job, God knows. That's the way He wants to hear it. And we should all understand that. No, people don't do bad in their singing. It's what Bhagavan decides at that time comes about and happens. That's the way He wants to hear it, so don't worry.
So you could say yes.
Yes. The song has to come from within, not from without. We're not singing here for the audience, okay? Just get that straight. We're singing for ourselves and our relationship with the divinity. This time now we glorify Bhagavan through the medium of the Panchakshara Stotram. Amar will lead this one. And if you're here, don't stand on end and you're not listening.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Rameshwara, Shiva Rameshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Rameshwara, Shiva Rameshwara. Gangadhara, Shiva Gangadhara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Someshwara, Shiva Someshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Someshwara, Shiva Someshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Vishweshwara, Shiva Vishweshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Vishweshwara, Shiva Vishweshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Someshwara, Shiva Someshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Someshwara, Shiva Someshwara. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om
पूजाते विषयोपभोग रचना निद्रा समाधिष्ठिते संचारापदयोपलक्षणविधि स्तोत्राणि सर्वागिरो यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तदखिलं शम्भो तवाराधनम् ओंकारचरं कृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनैनजं वा मानसमाप्राणं विहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणादेव श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणादेव श्री महादेव शंभो प्रेम से बोल शिव शंकर भगवान की जय शरणं प्रभु. We will continue with the bhajan and kirtan singing. At the same time, we will take prasadam and Shiva Abhishekam also will be done during that period. So I encourage you to participate in one or more of these activities. What I don't like to see is people chit-chatting while service is still on. Just remember you're still in the prayer hall. If you must talk, step outside, talk and come back. Thank you.
Shiva शिवनाथ तेरी महिमा शिवनाथ तेरी महिमा My बैल की सवारी कर आया हो मेरा भोला भंडारी बैल की सवारी कर आया हो मेरा भोला भंडारी मेरा जम्मू जटाधारी भोला भंडारी मेरा जम्मू जटाधारी बैल की सवारी कर आया हो
All right. What's up? Who's the main?
No, I'm okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Carl doesn't want to sing?
No, no.
Okay,
No.
then so be it. All right, let's begin with glorification of Bhagavan. Om Lokadhiram Dhanarangabhiram Ajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham Karinvarupam
Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Puranoram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Sudakendraharam Saravasankam Vinayanakintam Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama.
Now, for those of you who follow our calendar, you will know that, you will remember, of course, that Friday was Janki Jayanti, the manifestation of the Divine Mother as Sita. A very important part of our heritage, of course, which not many of us know about, because not many people will observe the Parv in the same way as we will observe the Ram Navami or the Shivratri and so on. But it is important we learn the lessons that come from this. And the lessons are not that hard, but they need to be reminded from time to time. All of us make the same errors continuously. And if we can learn from them, we'll make ourselves better human beings, better community leaders, better members of the community as well. So we begin this story, of course, and today I'll talk mostly, although I got the musicians here, I should use them. But the talking will be more because it's a storytelling. But the story is filled with philosophical meaning. It's very pregnant, and we should try to learn from the stories that the lessons that come from it. So, as you know, the king Ravana of Lanka, very haughty, very ghamandi, thinks he's the strongest of the strong, and he can do whatever he pleases. So there are two lessons that he has to learn here at the beginning. So, having robbed his brother Kubir of the aerial car, the Pushpa Viman as it's called. I hear people saying Abhiman. It's not Abhiman, it's Viman. And I noticed that when we sing the one of the Chauta, the Chauta as well, I keep hearing the Abhiman as Abhiman, and I say, how am I going to correct it now? Because the people who wrote that thing put it like Abhiman. It's hard to correct when things follow certain pattern. But the thing is, the Pushpa Viman, he's robbed his brother Kuber of it, and that is a mind control aerial chariot. And Ravan is riding upon it, and he said, well, look, today we are going to go and visit Shiva in Kailash. So he mounted his chariot and he's directing it, and as he's going, being the Asura that he is, he saw this woman on the top of the peak there in deep prayer. So, being the Asura, they cannot let the woman pass, unfortunately. So he descended and he approaches her. Well, being Ravan, he thinks everybody wants him, right? So, so he grabbed her by the hair and pulled her up. And the woman woke up. She's a bit saintly woman. She was disturbing her meditation, and the fire that is in her is uncontrollable. And she looks at him, sees that he's Ravan, and says, Ravan, I know you. But the next time you molest a woman, you will lose your manhood. No. And she took her hand. Now I'm putting this in the lightest possible way, okay? There's more to it, but I'm not going to go into the details. And she's cut the hair off. Now the woman's name is Vedvati. Now she's a manifestation of Lakshmi who has come here to put the curse that will bring Ravan's end. So this has been going, like all of us, we think we'll get away forever with every wrong thing that we do, you know. And this man is becoming so haughty and so uncontrollable that the deities decide they must do something about it. So Vedvati came when she was born, the Vedas were being recited, and that's how she got the name Vedvati. Now, none of you heard this story before, I think. Did you? No, so this is my first time here.
I read it to you on the way to New York.
I know. I asked you to read it too. I remember that. I remember that. And so what happened? She cut her hair off, and by the fire of her power, she disappeared. Now Ravan thought about it for a moment, and he said, you know what, I'm afraid that this is going to happen indeed. And a lot of people have wondered, why is it Ravan had Sita in his Ashok Vatika there for a whole number of years and didn't molest her? Well, he's afraid he's going to lose his manhood. That's why he doesn't, unless the woman agrees, he cannot touch him. This is what he has become. And he's afraid that this is going to happen unless she's in a consensual, of course. And these words that I'm using are probably the first time they're used in temple. But consensual just meaning agreeing to whatever takes place. That's all. Life is life, you know. Whether you like it or not, life continues. And of course, he continues on his journey to Kailas. So you need to be taught a lesson here first of all. So as he goes to Kailas, he gets up, approaches the mountain and says, look, I'm going to shoot Shiva a lesson today. Picks up the end of the mountain and lifts it up. And there's Parvati at the top there, shake up, you know. And he says, Shiva, what's going on? And he says, oh, it's just that my devotee Ravan wants to show how strong he is. He says, well, you got to put an end to this kind of nonsense. So Shiva takes his little foot like that and put it down. And the mountain drops on Ravan's hand and he can't get it out. And Ravan is now thinking, how I gotta spend the rest of my days here? He cannot get his hands out from under the mountain. And he's hollering, he's praying, he's doing all kind of things. Finally Shiva relented because he's praying that she's a devotee after all. And Shiva lets him go with a warning. Don't be the way you are. Change your ways. That's told to us every day. My wife tells me that every day. Your spouse probably tells you the same thing every day. This is a normal thing. All of us make errors. We develop bad habits. And it's hard to overcome them. I'm a chief amongst them, you know. I know that. And he goes back to his Lanka. And he's deciding now, what am I going to, how do I get more money from there, for more taxes from my subjects? So he calls up his people and he said, look, there are a lot of sages and saints in the forest there. They're doing all kinds of things all the time. I want to stop that, but to stop it, I have to teach them a lesson. Tell them each one of them has to pay a tax on their ashram. So now the disciples of Ravan, his messengers, tax collectors, they all go out and find all these ashrams. The king says you gotta pay a tax. Now, these people have no money, where are they gonna pay tax with? All they do is do havan and teach lessons and so on. They don't have money to pay taxes. So they decided they were gonna do one thing. They're gonna give their blood because that's the only thing they got. So they give blood. So then people are collecting the blood too, believe it or not. Now when they reach the stage Bharadwaj says, look, the blood is being collected, yes, but tell Ravan the moment he opens this jar of blood, his end is going to come about. And after collection, they all went to give Ravan and they told him what has happened. So Ravan holds the box in his hand. He said, what am I going to do with this? If I open it, my end is going to come. And I know these people, whatever they say is the truth. I'm afraid to open it. So he says, okay, look, I have one solution here. Since they can't pay the taxes, and this is what they pay in their taxes because this is all they have, take this container of blood, this jar, and place it in the ground in the Janakpur area and leave it there. So they dug a hole in the field, they put the jar of blood in, and they left it there. Time passed. Instead of changing Ravan's ways, he's continuing along the same way. And then the story of Ram Janam came about, as you know. 6 years after that, lo and behold, there's a drought in Janakpur. Janak is informed by his advisors. The only way we're going to overcome this is you got to perform a sacrifice, a yajna. But to do this yajna, you got to take your own hands and plow the field where the pavilion will be set up. And after that, we'll set the pavilion up, and then the ceremony will be performed. After that, we'll get rain for sure. Now, this rain dance has been around since the beginning of time, you know that, right? Even the Indians of North America used to have the rain dance. Because drought is the natural weather phenomenon. And when it comes, it brings a lot of hardship with it. Rain is the most important thing. This is why the saints and the sages have developed this howl. What is the symbolism of the howl? Do you know?
Bring rain.
Bring rain, it is, yeah. But how? The answer is very simple. All of you know it. When you heat the air, what happens? It rises. When it rises, it gets the heat, the air expands. What does it do? It picks up the water vapor. It goes into the atmosphere. What happens? It cools down and becomes what? Rain, exactly. You see how easy it is now? You need me to tell you that? But this is what it is, and that's what the symbolism of the Hawan ceremony. It brings prosperity to one and all in the form of the rain and what happens after the rain falls. Would your field grow if you didn't have rain? Would you be prosperous if you didn't have rain? Would the cows be able to eat if there was no grass? You see how simple things become? It's not that hard. So the symbolism, of course, that if everybody did this every day, rain will be a lot, but we don't. How many of you do Hawan once a week? Let me see a show of hands. We do it here once a week. We do. We do once a week, every week. So just remember that. You're all contributing to what is happening here. This is why it's so important to get into the congregation and contribute to what is going on. And Janak, of course, being the king that he was, harnessed the two bullocks, put the plow behind and begins to plow the field. And lo and behold, all of you know what happened, right? The plow hits the jar of blood, and out of that jar came Sita. The word Sita actually means a furrow, because that's the plow made that furrow as it opens up the ground. And she got that name because of the way she appeared. And later on, of course, as the progress takes place and the Ramcharitmanas evolved into what it became today, Sita, of course, became the reason for the demise of Ravan. Now, what is the lesson that we learn here? First of all, the Gamandi of Ravan didn't stop. He continued. The blood of the sages now has become his mirror, his mystique, right? Which all of us try to hide, right? Is there anyone who doesn't try to hide their mistakes? Blame somebody else? Everyone does. You see how easy it becomes, and that mistake comes back to haunt you eventually and bring about your demise? Am I right? Lesson of life. So you see how this story evolved. There's a few lessons to be learned here. One of all, first of all, the lifting of the mountain is an error, of course. Nobody tries to lift mountain, but the story is told in this fashion teaches us that sometimes we attempt things that we cannot accomplish ourselves. We need assistance to do it. And of course, Bhagavan, being compassionate as he is, allows these things to happen because the karma of each of us eventually comes to fruition. No one has done something that they will not eventually pay for or reward for. There are virtues and there's pop. Now, pop is not sin, it's a dharma. There's no sin in Hinduism. If you call it sin, it's an error. Sin is an Abrahamic thing, where you're born as a sinner. We are not sinners. We are, and I have to repeat this many times so that everybody can understand. We are descendants of the rishis of yore, every single one of us. We have their blood within us. Their blood flows through our veins. And when you think about what these rishis have accomplished in the past and give us the texts that we have today, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Brahmanas, and even the Puranas, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Sutra, all these texts are there to remind us of who we are, the descendants of rishis, who still walk upon the earth in our form. All we need to do is to remind ourselves of that fact, and we'll walk the path that leads to the highest welfare, which we are all trying to do all the time. But we keep forgetting who we are. We think we were in this rat race just to get more and more and more material things. Material things are good if we use them rightly. Not too many of us do. But how you use your resources is your business. We've been given three wealth, actually, when you think about 3 sets of resources. Tan, man, and dhan. You know what tan is? Tan is the body. This is our wealth. Like it or not. And you know, I'm reminded all the time. We say, my body. Do we really own this body?
No.
The body is temporary. And like everything else, you call this my child. Do you own that kid?
Yes.
You don't own them at all, even not for a while.
They marry a god.
You're responsible. The kid is here to teach us certain lessons, okay? And I've said this many times. The lessons of patience and fortitude come when you have children. Because the sacrifices you make for your child, you will not do for anyone else, believe me. It will never happen. And those sacrifices teach us how to become selfless. But we don't learn the lesson. We keep making the same mistake again and again and again. And lo and behold, all too soon life comes to an end. I'm reminded of the fact because I was at this funeral on Friday, Janki Samaru, and I'm reminded of the fact that life is so fleeting. She lived good years, 93 years. But in the grand scheme of things, how long is 93 years? Is it a long time? It's not a long time. We all wish we could live forever. Because life is really wonderful, it's good, except when you're in the pains, which unfortunately will come. But the thing is, the first lesson that we learn from this story of Devdati and Ram is this. We can see things that we like. Doesn't mean it is ours. And we don't lay claim to them because we think we can do whatever we want. We cannot. And the mistakes that we make in life will come back to us eventually. Because karma is karma. What goes around Always comes around. Always. Never will be a time when it will not come around. In the same way, and I've used this example many times, in the same way as the hungry calf looks only for its own mother to suckle, so will our karma, mine and yours, come only to you and I, not to someone else. Mine will not go to you and yours will not come to me. Yours will go to you, mine will come to me. And depending on what we do with our lives in this life, this is the kind of rewards, whether it's the punya or the pap, we are the reapers of those two things, the punya as well as the pap. Never hold anyone against their wishes. You see, Ravan, he stole something that was not his, and that is something we shouldn't do. We should not take other people's property. There is a wonderful verse in the Isha Upanishad, the very first word actually. Isha vastyam idam sarvam yat kimcham jagatyam jagat tena chapten bhunjita madridha kasya swidhanam. Everything that exists is owned by Bhagavan. He pervades everything. He owns everything. Because of the karma that we perform, we are allowed to have some of these things. And we consider them to be ours. We are lent them for a period of time to make use to bring happiness in our lives. You know, the happiness comes from owning things. You can feel it within you. Whenever you achieve something, you feel happy for a moment, isn't it? A few moments anyway. Then you get bored with the thing and what happened? You don't want to, it becomes an eyesore. But if happiness that you feel within at that time when you got it for the first time, that is the kind of happiness that gives us a glimpse of what life should be like. But it's not. Because the attachment that we all have for material things eventually leads to sorrow and distress and downfall. The next thing is tan, man and dhan, right? That's what I said. So the body is there to perform deeds that will help humanity and ourselves. Not only humanity, ourselves included. We're not only doing for others, we're doing for ourselves too. Because every time somebody goes up, we go up too. Every time someone falls, we fall too. We fall, and you might ask, well, how is it that I fall? We fall because we've been given an opportunity to do something for someone else, and we neglected doing it. That opportunity will not come again, because someone else will pick him or her up and allow the flow of humanity to continue. But the opportunity that we had is lost. It only comes once. If you don't seize it when it comes, then it's an opportunity lost. That's okay. You'll be given other opportunities again, not maybe the same thing or not the same kind, but other opportunities will come. And the next thing, of course, tan, that's the body. Man is the mind, our internal self. The jiva and all the things that is in the jiva. Anybody remembers what they are? Let's see, I think Sat might be the only one who remembers, no? So you got man, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. These four things make up you and I internally. Now what are they? One are the sense of the sense organs and the equipment that allows us to recognize, to feel, the senses go through that, the mind. Buddhi, the intellect. We all have the intellect. Everyone does. You know, there's no difference, and I've said it so many times. The difference between you and I is only internally, not externally. You and I, the only difference in ourselves is the karma that you perform is different from mine. But the equipment is exactly the same. Exactly. Your equipment is the same as mine and vice versa. So what do we use the mind for? We use the mind to uplift ourselves and others around us. Become teachers. But you have to show by example what kind of teaching you want to give. Dhan is a resources. We all have. What do we need? What do we use the resources? Why do you think banks get so wealthy these days? Your resources are in there. But what is it doing in there for you? I have it. I'm a millionaire. I shouldn't say that. No, but that's the way we think. I'm a millionaire, I can do whatever I want. And all too soon, by the time you become a millionaire, one foot is in the grave, one is on the banana skin at the top, just waiting to slide in. That's Stanley's joke. I give him full credit for it, see? So there you go. We all have the resources, but we don't use the resources. The resources are sitting in some bank somewhere, and the bank is using it to make more money on your resources, and they pay you a pittance. Few people here work in the bank, they know that.
They're retired.
Prima worked before she retired. Sham is still working for the bank, I think.
So did the bank has to make money to pay your pension?
Yeah, true.
You never work for the government, get your pension.
It is what it is. But you know, I'm just pointing out the fact that in making a huge amount of obscene profit, the bank helps out a little bit by paying your pension and mine and everybody else. Okay? But right now, how much interest have you made in your account in the past 4 or 5 years? Zero. But you got money in there, right? They used to pay 1%, 2%, 3%, and one time you used to get up to 8 or 9. That hasn't happened now since the past 10, 15 years. You have to make your income some other way, through investment. And investment is a very chancy thing too. You can lose, you can win. You gotta take your chances, everybody does. But these are the three things that all of us have, and I have to bring this to a close just now. These are the things that all of us have, and the fact is, we don't use them right. And because we fail to use them right, we are where we are. Now, how did Sita Jayanti came to this? Because the lessons are there. I hope we remember them. I think I bring this to a close at this time. It's only 10 minutes left. Am I right? 10 minutes left? Is that clock correct? Yeah. All right. Let's bring it to a close with a little bit of kirtan. Raghunandana Raghav Rama Hare Siya Rama Hare Siya Rama प्रेम से जानकी माता की जय शरण प्रभु. Now quickly we'd like to go through the announcements. Don't forget about Julie. If you know someone who will be willing to, and they have type O blood and they will be willing to be a donor, then I think the family will be happy. I want to thank everybody for coming out today and joining us. Next week, Peter is celebrating his birthday, and
I want to extend an invitation to everybody.
he's inviting all. You're serving lunch as well?
Lunch is
Lunch is serving, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Mother's Day too.
All right.
Is it a milestone?
Doesn't matter, everything is a milestone.
Are you 65 people? Oh my God.
Every year is a milestone, don't worry.
Yeah, well, I've been checking the years.
So congratulations to Peter. I won't be here next week, unfortunately. I've already extended my happy birthday and make my excuses. So unfortunately, I'm away next week. I'll be back the following week for the Mother's Day, which will be here. And all are invited for Mother's Day as well. We'll have another lunch service. So please come prepared to stay back a little bit longer. We'll try to get the Mother of the Year, but it will be a luck of the draw kind of thing. All our people here who are the workers, they already win. They already won. We can't give the same person every year. So we need to work on something different out.
They might still get it, you never know. It's a draw.
So all the mothers will be entered in a draw. One will be drawn. And whoever that one is will be considered a mother. We'll have two draws, and one will be the mother of the year, one will be the runner-up. So if the mother of the year fails, the runner-up will be home. There's not many of us here, let me be honest. This is the few that you'll probably see the next time too. So it is what it is. Because of COVID, people are still not turning out, and those who can, they're still afraid. But that's okay. We have to give them time to overcome their own fears. In life, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Each one of us will encounter death eventually. Just remember that. There's no escaping. How it happens, still to be seen. We are, of course, on the World Wide Web, voiceofdharmatemple.com. All lowercase, all one word. Check us out from time to time. Thursday, May the 4th is the full moon if you are keeping time with that. Monday, May 22nd is Gayatri Jayanti. We don't observe that one, no, it's on Monday. Those who are celebrating birthday, and Peter is one of them, best wishes from all of us. And we want to thank all the musicians, the singers, and the people who contributed to the kirtan. And all of you who joined in, of course, I want to thank all of you. And I gotta be honest, the kirtan is getting better and better each week. And I have to congratulate and compliment all of you for participating in this way. And we need more people to participate. Even though you may not be the lead kirtan singer at that time, eventually you'll pick up enough to be able to lead a kirtan as well. And we're encouraging it to happen. And hopefully by doing that, we'll expand the kirtan group to be the entire congregation. And during the puja part, we like the kirtan singing to take place. And after, when the prasadam is being done, we can have the bhajans. If we can do that, it will be wonderful. I'm encouraging it too. And those of you who know and can sing kirtan, learn a few kirtans. Only 4 living animals: Ganesha, Lakshmi,
Krishna.
Vishnu, and Shiva. So that's 4. After that, if you know all 4, you can join in anyone at any time. The other thing I'd like to mention, of course, is that Pete is the leader of the Kirtan and he's here. And if you want to contribute a song at any particular time, let him know in advance what you're going to sing so he can slot you in the right spot. And when he calls on you to sing and you don't sing, don't expect to sing that day. Is that okay? Because a lot of you are saying, oh, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet. If you're not ready, then you won't be ready. Why I say this? Our time is very limited here, okay? If you know what you're gonna sing, you open your page and you keep it there, you put a mark on that page. It's easy for everyone. As soon as the Kirtan says go, you're ready to go. When you gotta sit down and turn your book and find this page and that page, and then you turn back the other way, and you turn back again this way, you know how much time that takes? And for those people who are looking online, what are these people doing? They're stupid or what? We don't want to portray that kind of message to those who are out there looking at us. And believe me, people are looking. And I've heard those complaints already. That's why I'm speaking about them. Alright? We like a smooth run, like a well-oiled machine here. It is well-oiled. We just got some rust in some parts. We need to work out the rust and get things going. You see the similes I'm using here? They portray the message, I hope. And that's why I'm here. We don't have any donations today, so thanks for all of those who supported the Hanuman Chalisa drive. We haven't compiled the thing yet, and we haven't because I have not been, I don't have the time to finish the job.
I sent you an email. A little over 10,000.
A little over 10,000, so over $10,000. So congratulate to all of you. Those who donated. So that's great. That means at least 100 people participated. 100 Chalisa, got some people did more than one. So that 100 Chalisa was sponsored. So we're appreciative of all those who have donated and sponsored. We really are, and this is the only opportunity we had this year to raise some dollars. Like when we had the Power show and the Diwali show, those were a lot of hard work and very little rewards, I gotta be honest. But we enjoy doing it, right? And we were able to get people together and the community to get together in a different ways, and we don't see that happening in a hurry again, because if this is our turnout to the congregation, can you imagine what happened if we put up a show?
You can't pay for the food.
We won't be able to pay for that. So there you go. So this, we gotta figure out different ways to be able to pay the 25,000-30,000 that we have to pay every year to keep the place going. And that's what it costs. So once we can get that, we're doing all right. But if we can't, then it's a downhill slide. Most of us will not probably be here to see that.
I emailed you the list. Please have a look from 2000.
Right?
I emailed you the list.
I can't compile it in time. I think the last one is.
I've done it. I've
Yeah.
done the 2 lists. So
I
just have a
think
look
one of
for
them
it.
came in just now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is what it, I think this is the last one that we're gonna have to deal with. But I'm leaving on Tuesday morning early. So, yeah, I
We
know.
expected that one.
Tuesday morning early I leave for Alberta. I won't be back till the 10th.
Thursday.
The 10th. So, thanks very much for coming. I think I've run into overtime already. Let's close up here and start for RT and
विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं वेदवर्णं सुवर्णं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथं त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुः सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं त्वमेव ॐ मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत्पूजितं मया देवा ॐ बारमानरमानरहो हर्षदेवस्यं परसरोजनपावनी भक्ति सदा सतसंगस्य भज रामचंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ओम द्यौः शान्ति अंतरिक्षं शान्ति पृथ्वी शान्ति आपा शान्ति वृषभे शान्ति वनस्पति शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगुण शान्ति शान्तिरेवा शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेवी शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। फ्रेंड्स, बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय।